Hey friends, I am going to be making a recipe called Mexican shepherd's pie a la Sandy, and I'll explain that to you in just a little bit. But this is actually a recipe I've never made before. It is in this cute little cookbook that a dear follower sent me. And so I am going to get started making this, but it calls for a pound of ground beef, and then you can have like chopped onions and bell peppers in it if you want to. Well, I already had some hamburger that I had already put some taco seasoning in, and so I'm just gonna put this in my bowl. So you will brown your meat and add your taco seasoning and onions and bell peppers if you want to. Then the next thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna put in a can of Rotel. And if you don't have Rotel, it's just diced tomatoes with green peppers in it, okay? So you're not gonna drain this. You're gonna add all of this, okay? Then whatever beans you like, that's what the recipe says, whatever beans you like. So I said to myself, I was like, well, I love black beans. So I am gonna add black beans, and it says, do not drain. And so I'm gonna add these. Oh, and I have preheated my oven to 400. So you're gonna add your beans. And then to this, we are going to add a half of a can of corn. So you're gonna save the other half to put in the cornbread that you put on the top. Okay, remember this is a shepherd's pie. I love a shepherd's pie with the mashed potatoes on the top. So when I saw this recipe, I was like, oh, this is gonna be good, especially when you add Mexican to it. All right, so I'm gonna mix this up. And, oh goodness, it smells good. So, this recipe comes from, like I said, a follower, and she sent this to me, and I just love this cookbook. Her name is Sharon, and she was so sweet, and we had a cute little conversation. Her mom was the oldest girl in a family of 16 children, same mom and dad. I was like, that's really amazing. I mean, I come from 7. I'm the third of 7, but 16 children, that is a lot of children. And her grandfather was a coal miner. So anyway, it was just really sweet to talk to her. All right, so I've got my 9x13 pan. I am going to spray this. And then it just says mix up whatever kind of cornbread you like. Well, I'm gonna try the Martha White and just add water. That's what it says, just add water. I've always used the Jiffy mix, but Publix did not have Jiffy. And so it says just to add 3/4 of a cup of water to the pack. So one of my little things that I love to do is I just love to add it to my measuring cup. And let me get a spoon. Do you guys ever do that? I bet you do, where you just are trying to eliminate a whole lot of dishes. I can't think. All right, so I'm gonna mix this up. I got that all mixed up. And then I'm gonna add the rest of my corn to this. Okay, so I'm gonna add my corn. And then you just put your hamburger mixture in your dish. The recipe says you can add cheese at this point. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of cheese because why not add cheese? So I'm gonna add some more cheese to this, or add some cheese to it. And I'm just gonna use mild because it's what I had. I'm gonna put this on the top. Okay. And then I'm just gonna pour this over the top. Let me scoop this over a little bit so you can see. All right, so we'll just pour this over the top. And like I said, I've not made this, so I can't wait to see how it turns out. And maybe we needed another pack. We'll see. I'm gonna spread this like this. You know what? It might just turn out just perfect. Okay. We'll see. I love trying a new recipe, don't you guys? And a Mexican shepherd's pie sounded like just the right thing. Okay. You know, it might be just perfect. And then I think I'm gonna add a little bit more cheese because again, why not? So I'm gonna add cheese to this on the top. And if you wanted to, you could add like black olives, you could add like jalapenos. I did not have either of those. So now I'm just gonna put this in the oven. It is set at 400 and I'm gonna put it in for 20 minutes. So I'll be back. We'll see what happens. So I left the Mexican shepherd's pie in the oven for, it ended up being about 30 minutes because I was just making sure that it got nice and brown on the edges and on the top, the little cheese. So anyway, it smells amazing and I can't wait to try it. And again, thank you so much to Sharon who sent me her this is her family's cookbook. She put it all together and goodness, last night when we were talking about, this is a labor of love and I'm just so impressed with it. So she has all these recipes, gathered them together from her family. And anyway, I just love it. Thank you, Sharon, for sharing this with me. And I can't wait to try Sandy's Mexican shepherd's pie. All right, so take some right here. Good and cheesy. Look at this. Doesn't that look so good? I love the cornbread on the top. I love this whole thing. You know, Mexican is so much fun to eat. And I hope I don't burn my mouth off. Wow. That is amazing. That's so good. There's also a little bit of a kick to it because of the Rotel, and then you have the taco seasoning. This will be something that Daryl is going to love because he loves, you know, spicy, all the hot. So you guys, I would highly recommend this. I'll put the recipe in this Facebook link. Also, if you go to MissAnniesHomeandKitchen.com, you can always find my recipes there. You can search for anything. You can find hats there, you can find shirts, you can find our necklaces. We try to make it super easy. So anyway, just so you know, always the recipe is in the Facebook post. It's right at the very top, okay? What else? Is there anything else you guys need to know? Just be sure and comment because then Facebook knows that you're watching. Thank you for sharing. We are at over 65,000 followers and it's just all because of you guys. Thank you so much for loving me. Thank you so much for sharing. I just really, really, really appreciate it. And always remember to be stronger every day and do hard things. I will see you next time. Bye, friends.